Somebody sent me a pic and I didn't even see it. That's mildly disturbing. I used to be good at picking up those pics. Alright, we gotta get some gas for the Rancho. Hello everybody, I can't see the side chat right now. I got this cylinder rolling around in the car. Thank you, my man. Don't mind if I do. Oh, it's allergy season. And here comes the train to smash your meat on the track. Ding, 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 ding. What's up, everybody? Ronnie, Shumay, nice to see you, Pat. Good to see you. Yeah, I don't think you're in the car behind me. I think you're in some place in Paducah, Iowa. If you were behind me, you would have beeped your horn. Get a cup of coffee. We got to remember to get some gas. Please tap the like button if you're coming in and just double tap the screen. If you're on a notebook, computer, laptop, please take a second to like up the stream. It doesn't cost anything. And it helps a lot, and it's very appreciated by me. Thank you. Hey, 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 get your car washed today. Boop, boop, boop. Fill up and you don't have to pay. Do, do, do. Give it up, bip, 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 at the car wash bay. Boo, 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 at the car wash bay. Alright, here we are. It is coffee time. Okay. soy boys. That's a full container. All right. No time for soy boys. That's it. Let's negotiate or not. Let's not get smashed here. Got this huge truck next to me. Big mofo. Objects are closer than they appear. In the mirror, don't forget it. Hey, May. Larry, you're going to be bounced out of here really fast. Number one, you're new to the channel. Probably under another troll name. Number two, you post way too much. Alright, for somebody that's totally new to the channel. Alright. We got our coffee, we got the propane. We are all set. Definitely got to cook something tonight. Got to get this soup. I've been digging off. I can't believe the guys for the tree didn't come to collect their money yet. I said, hey, I'm hitting the road at 4. You can either come by at about 7:30 or you can pick up the check tomorrow. It's your choice. So I hope everybody's doing well today. A beautiful, beautiful, beautiful weather day. It's a lot colder than yesterday. We're going to be in the 40s tonight, if you can believe it. Yeah, that's it, Naomi. And I'm darn glad to have you as a friend, too. You've been a great friend. Let's hang out a bit. We'll call this Tariff Tuesday. Negotiate or what? Or what? Hug and kiss. You got Callie, Mo, MR, how are you? Yeah, my advice if you're new to the channel, don't come in and just try to commandeer it and keep posting like crazy. Just lay back, get the lay of the land. All right. Don't tell me you're behind me in a truck. Just don't start out as a liar. It's never going to end well for you. Yeah, it's going to be really nice tonight. Okay, there we go. We're running. Is it immigration? I'm looking around for the immigration guy. I don't see him. I don't see him. I don't see him. It's an open, the back is now. It's all ready for real estate development. Man, hug and kisses. Why don't you have like an adult sorority or adult fraternity house there? Like Animal House. Why don't you recreate Animal House there? Hey, Cobra John, how you doing? Just think, drunken bacchanalia every night. All you need is a few female mannequins there. Throw them out a window or two. Jerry Jones, what's going on? Got all kinds of people. Mickey Hart lives in Sebastopol. Van Morrison's got a place out there. There's quite a few people out there. How you doing, Nick? Well, that Cinco de Mayo was raging last night till about midnight. But everything came through in good shape. Yeah, the drummer. See him all the time in Sebastopol. Look at all these trees sucking in that beautiful dirty air for food. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I haven't seen the hillbillies in a long time. It's okay, Shimei. You can just we'll let him come back in for a while. Just somebody tries to take over all attention on the channel and divert all attention to themselves. It's called they try to do a takeover. It never works on this channel because the fact they post so much and such insignificant blather. You might never get rich as you say, hey, hey, hey. Get your car washed today. Boo, boo, boo. Get it at the car wash bay. Walk sign is on. Walk sign is on. All right, what a beautiful day. I love those Malibus. They're nice. I don't know if they're making Malibu anymore. All right, let's try to get in here in one piece. Let's not rip the sign to pieces. Here we go. I think that's pretty good. How close? That ain't bad. That ain't bad. That ain't bad, brother. Tap, tap the pole. We're like a half an inch away from the pole. Yeah, the Malibu's been discontinued, unfortunately. That's a beautiful, beautiful car. All right, everybody, cheers. We get our day underway here. Got the windows open. All of a sudden, everything is green. It's very shocking to me. It's kind of off-putting in a way, but it's kind of nice in another way. I'm not saturated yet this season, so it's all pretty good. Let's see. We fly high. No, I don't know. Great line. That was John Belushi's great line. I don't know. All right. Oh. I think I got a mosquito bit me last night on my foot. I don't know why the guys didn't stop by to pick up the check today. I told them I'd be around at 7:30 tonight if they want If they want to come and get it, they got to pick up that last log. Oh no, is that the meter woman? Yeah, that's her. Oh man. She's just digging. She's got to be like number one in the ticket writing office. Okay, let's see. Yeah, Malibu. Make sure you're on all messages and not top chat. I want to sneeze. Right here. Where's my... Oh. Is that okay? Yeah, so it was a quiet day today. I didn't mind. I could just work around the house. I got the meat thawed out for tonight's soup. Let's just listen to the birds. Why don't we? We had 600 plant life in here last night. Somebody grabbed me on Gmail there. What's the story on 600 plant life? 600 Plant Life mentioned something about Richard Nixon and then like 1968 or something outlawed all the traditional psychotics and things, I guess, for Native Americans, and that's the only thing I know about it. I wonder if this guy's delivering food. He's got a drone. Oh, he's going to put his drone up. Okay. Hope you got your license. Alright, we got Drone Boy over there. Let's watch Drone Boy over here. Oh, here he is. He's coming back again. Wait a minute. We must have a technical issue here. We're trying to see where we can fly our Drone Boy. All right, we're going to launch it right from the parking lot. All right. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that, guys. We're watching Drone Boy over here. He's flying his DJI Mini. Same one I have. He's flying that baby all over. He's working it. Yeah, he's flying his drone. I want to see if he's going to be able to bring it right down in the parking lot there. We got some upper winds here, and these drones are very light. He must be looping around Railroad Square here. You got about 10 minutes flight time with that. I think they limit you to like 400 feet now. Everything's in by program, so you can't override it. In the old days, you used to be able to take that baby up to, well, as far as the Blue Origin, right? Girls in Space. Keep going, baby. Let's see if he brings that thing down. Let's see. I don't know, he's probably got a wind warning in there. Get all kinds of warnings, high wind warning, unstable flight. It's not easy. All right, let's see if it comes down. Here I go again on my drone. Do, do, do. Let's get good extended flight. A lot of interference around here though when you're flying a drone. You get constant how you doing, Alan? You get constant things popping up on your screen, signal, but the thing won't crash. It'll just hold position until it gets a better signal, then it'll crash. He's looking up in the sky. Where are you? I don't see the drone. See that baby come down. Some people can fly those right through the corridors of buildings. They're so good. I'm too lazy to spend a lot of time on it. Plus, there's so much stock footage these days. Yeah, I've had the DJI Phantom 4, which was the big 4-blade one, which was amazing for stability. I sold that and then I got the Mini. I'm licensed by the FAA. There it is. It's coming down. Nice flight. Good job. Nice flight. Oh. I think our boy did a pretty good job there. All right, let's see who's in. Yeah, I'm cooking some beef noodles, spicy beef noodle. My son is in Baltimore working for Fly Zone. He wasn't too excited about going. He might have a good time. There's some good parts and there's a lot of bad parts, but you know, at least there's a lot to do. There's a lot of history in Baltimore, starting with the pre-colonial days. There's War of 1812. That's where the national anthem came from, Fort McHenry. You got home of Babe Ruth to tour. Where the first shots of the Civil War were fired there. A lot of good stuff to do with it. Flight of the Bumblebee. Let's get Rosie on 1080 here. I don't know. What am I? Yeah, put me up on 1080. Remember, I don't know. Can you get me on 1080? Remember during the pandemic, because everybody was online, YouTube downgraded streaming to 720. Hey, Lurker. Downgraded streaming to 720. I'm really kind of wondering if I might do better with a really modern phone and a nice, maybe switching to AT&T. I don't know. I just don't know if the new technology is any better as far as signal acquisition is concerned. You know, this phone is now 6 years old. which is ancient as far as cell phones go. And there's no cell phone in the history of Samsung that's ever done more with a phone than this one. Okay, so I did pick up gas. Blackbird told me we're out of gas. They're hiring an AmeriGas. I should tell carry class. I'm reading right on the side. Your new career, daily, delivered. I don't know what the hell that delivered. Apply to retail location nearest you. I don't know. No, I got rid of T-Mobile. It was terrible. It's too limited around the nation. Verizon's been great, but I think they haven't put the money in that AT&T's put into the system. What's up? What's up, Teo? How are you? So the big question is, do I have, is the new phone going to give me better technology, or is it going to be the same carry? Right, that's going to be the difference. So that's the big decision. The AT&T, the area. I think it's the same. So the big question is, are the phones better at acquiring a signal? That's the real question. How much has the technology improved in 6 years? From the S10 2019 to today, 2025. That's the big question. That's the big question. I have been with Verizon. It's been good for me. Yeah, Verizon's been good, but it's not good enough. If you're a streamer, you'll know the difference. It takes a lot of bandwidth, and it takes a lot of strong signal pickup capability to live stream. It's better than it used to be, because before you get the spinning circle, it would just go round and round, and people be yelling, "Oh, you suck." And it was just that technology in 2015 was terrible for mobile streaming. Yeah, coffee time, man. Melody told me about that coffee at the grocery outlet. I don't know if Melody's here, but I opened that can today and used it. It was pretty doggone good, I have to say. Can't remember what the name of it was. But the question is, how much extra did they spend on engineering for signal acquisition? That's the important thing. The stronger. And I'm always surprised they don't have bonded carriers where you can, like Live View, L-I-V-E, capital U. They have a system where you put in 2 carriers and you get double strength signal, where one's weak, the other might be strong, and it combines both of those signals into one signal. So you have really tremendous clarity for the live streams. It's like a high definition all the way. Hey, Kelly. Let's see. How you doing, Michaela? That's the thing I'm most interested in, is how much has it changed? Carrot class trying to swap. That's the thing, Thomas. It's just like, I don't know how much gain there's been in where do they put the money in? They put the money into the cameras and lenses. That's where they throw the money into. And did they throw any extra into? I know you can do 5G. I have never been on 5G. So maybe AT&T will come along and offer a deal. This is my work van. This is a repair van. It's got all my tools and everything in the back. For all my jobs, drills, concrete bits, electrical testing equipment, everything. Wrenches, socket sets, channel locks, crowbars, everything. Yeah, thumbs up are appreciated. So some people asked me to do, I'm going to wait a couple days to do an update on the economy and stuff like that. I think the president's kind of giving in a little bit here. He's probably a little worried about what's going on. I mean, I'm worried about what's going on based on what some people told me in Vegas and what seems to be going on here. That things are kind of winding down. It's Tuesday. There should be some people for dining here. I don't see anybody on the parking spot in the parking lot. Oh no, we're going to get a ticket. Here we go. It's going to come over and look at me. I'm going to get drilled today. Absolutely drilled. Are you in the visitor center? I'm in their parking spot. Okay, I got my eye on you. You got 20 minutes. What about Alcatraz? Yeah, I talked about that yesterday. It's too much money. You have to put in you probably have to put in $250,000 to make Alcatraz functional. Probably all the sewer, all the water piping, all that stuff probably has to be replaced. Because as you guys know, when you're in a saltwater environment, there's nothing more corrosive than salt water. So everything degrades. Concrete. So no, it's not viable. It's not viable, in my opinion. So late this afternoon, I heard that China and the U.S. are going to be meeting in Switzerland. We'll have to get Christian over there to give us an on-the-ground report. Christian lives over in Switzerland. Okay, you did your job. You gave another ticket. Guy's like, I'm going to flee. I'm not even going to wait around. Very frightening. Alcatraz tourism brings in $60 million a year. Yeah, it's one of the top tourist attractions in San Francisco Bay. I've only taken a hornblower cruise out, and they go around the island and go back to Pier 39. It's a nice cruise. They take you out under the Golden Gate Bridge. I wonder if their name is Rita. I don't know, but she leaves me alone now. She used to really be concerned about my presence last year. Crazy. No, it's too much money. The reason they probably like it, it's a federal facility, and they don't have to go through state and local. Their law supersedes, so they can pretty much do what the hell they want to do with that. Right? That's probably what's most appealing. You don't have to take a piece of land. People will be glad to get the jobs. They'll be paying decent money for guards there. Uh, Price keeps the close. Yeah, it's just too. It's. I think all the electrical, all the infrastructure. You need to have ductwork put in, modern ductwork for HVAC. You need new roofing. Probably a lot of the concrete has to be redone because the concrete is splayed over the years because of the rust. So that's a lot of money. And at the end of the day, you might be able to put 300, maybe 400 people out there. And then you'll have all kinds of judges. This is cruel and unusual punishment and blah, blah, blah. Oh, jeez. Lurker. Doge didn't stay. Doge done. Hey, Robbie, how you doing? What's going on? I hope everything's going. It looks like you've had a lot of turmoil lately. I've kind of laid low. But I don't know how much Doge, 200 billion, maybe 150, 200 billion dollars. And really, that's about 1 month of the deficit that we're running right now. Probably a $2.4 trillion deficit. So that is one month. And unfortunately, the debt is compounding at such a fierce rate. The Fed was in there late again today trying to keep bond prices up and keep yields down. I don't know how much they're going to be, how much money they're pissing away in these operations. But in the end, it's all going to be for naught. Because I don't think that the tariffs are going to equate to the drop off in like retail sales tax and stuff like that coming up. There's a whole knock-on effect. I saw I'm going to put a link of it to it on the channel. There was a great speech, a great little clip by Ronald Reagan talking about tariffs. I guess before he became, maybe when he became president. I don't know. It's a really great clip, and I'm going to put it up on my community post because it really makes a lot of sense. That it basically says if you want to blunt your competitiveness, then tariffs are a way to go. If you want to really do damage over the long haul by trying to shield your economy, you're going to end up paying a terrific price for that in the end. And I've always had that view about tariffs. Plus, you can see, like, hey, Javi, plus you can see negotiating tariffs right now is nobody's negotiating. That's why Trump today said, well, we're going to shift from negotiating to just dictating. Here's what the tariff is going to be. Okay. Right. And then we got 145% tariff on China. What is China going to say? Thank you for knocking it down to 50% or something? No. You can already see how that's going to turn out. Hey, Kaylee. Arnie told him. Yeah, well, everybody knows that. To me, Kelly, that stuff is just a sideshow. It's just entertainment. We set a bad precedent, and it just gives China all the authority they need to just grab Taiwan without a peep. The new age of colonialism. I thought Elmer might be here. We got a new German chancellor too. Check that out with him. Yeah, I'm laughing. I I think the tariff thing is now getting really sticky. It's like being in a factory that makes fly paper, and you just start doing jazz hands, and all of a sudden all the fly paper sticking. You don't know what the hell to do, right? Why are reasonable people in the White House? It makes me sad. No, I think we've made some headway, and some kooky stuff got reversed, which is good. But tariffs, economics is the foundation of everything. And if the economy worsens, then all bets are off. But I think they're going to be shocked that it doesn't really make a difference on the deficit. It might be a couple $100 billion less than last year. It might be a couple $100 billion more, and that's gonna scare them a little bit, because then you have to really go after the meat on the bone, which is health and human services. The big one. Well, it's got a lot of limousine liberals too, Amanda Hug and Kiss. And a lot of overeducated people that think that they know best. And look at what that got us the last 60 years. The Great Society. Gotta call a spade a spade. Somebody had to deal with the mess, and this is the first person in my lifetime that's ever stepped up to the table and said, I'm going to take a real crack at the bat. And that shocks people. Right? When benefits start to get cut, then you get people's attention. Then you get people's attention. Then they say tax the rich. Well, Trump was correct. The rich just go. They leave, and your capital's leaving the country, and then let the poor people build up society. You'll just see a real mess at that point. A real mess. Let's see. I got 32 more rolls at toilet paper today. I remember the boss is like, I never see you buy toilet paper. I took him into the workshop up top. There's probably like 200, 300 rolls of toilet paper up there, and I didn't get it. That's just stuff that I got from clearing out and flipping houses and getting them ready for rental. People lose a lot of shit. Yeah, I probably lost it. I figure I lost about $250 on this launch, which wasn't bad. I had 4 or 5 nights of solid enjoyment. If you do the per hour down there, it was a really good deal. Machines were a bit looser when I was down in February than they were in May. April, May. The Chinese are hurting. They're going to have it's going to be a very difficult deflationary transition for them to make. There's going to be tens of millions of people out of work over there. It's going to be a very destabilizing force in the summer. So I hope that they come to some type of good agreement. I'm stocking up on Catherine because that's got hard to find the last time. There you go. Make sure you got that. You don't want any hungry, and you can dance at this time. Well, the Alcatraz is pretty cool. But the machines vary weekend to weekend, time of year to time of year. So that's the hidden part of gambling that they don't tell you when they adjust the machines. They have the ability to hold 20 cents of every dollar maximum that you gamble. They can hold 0 to 20%. So anywhere within that range that casinos can hold. Coming out of the pandemic, they were holding everything, legally holding everything. Because people were going to come one way or the other, right? Them or us, that's it. Right? Well, sadly, Pat, you also have a lot of people that would love this country to fail too. But I always say, be careful what you wish for. Because your life can be disturbed in ways that you can't even imagine over the next 5 years, and will be, regardless of what happens here. There's no escape from the imperative of the parabolic curve. You raise taxes, then the economy slows. You don't raise taxes, the debt rises at a faster rate, the cumulative debt. So you're really in an end of, you're in a hospice situation. You're in a hospice situation. Warning about that, yeah. What's going on, Corky? So it's like the movie No Way Out with Kevin Costner and Sean Young and the late great Gene Hackman. That's it. Yeah, they got plenty of stock. It won't be until fall, till September, October, you'll start to see some. This is why Rite Aid's declaring bankruptcy for a second time, because they can't get anything on the shelves. I don't even go into the Rite Aid anymore. They put that company on a COD basis. Oh man, poor Quarks. I'll have 1,000 rolls by fall. Jeez. Don't let that get out, Buttercup, baby. I always tell people that always talk about ammunition and guns. I always say, best people, don't be bragging out there. All right. You best be laying some ammo in. Rite Aid is still an independent company, Vincent. They just declared bankruptcy for the second time. Walgreens didn't declare bankruptcy. So. They're just a mess. People get their prescriptions through big HMO organizations and by mail now. How many people go in, they cash and carry? How many people are in cash and carry these days? Oh. Ford laid off their entire effort in Detroit because of their EV. Yeah, I got a guy, I was up there, Corky, in Detroit a few years ago. Yeah, man, is his channel name. And he took me through, we met at the Ford plant there. And just at that time, they were building the F-150 electric plant. And then you see what the hell happened. That's the same time they were cutting over to aluminum bodies for the sake of weight savings. I'd like to have a Ranger, though, I'll tell you that. Dairy Queens. The Amish, he's worried. You can't get over it today, buddy. Yeah, it's easy for you to say, Juan, because you don't really have the ability to look ahead to see what things are going to be. We're in an end game situation here. We're staring down the most serious economic situation of certainly since the 1920s, and arguably much worse because of the amount of debt that's being piled on by the hour here. That's not easy to overcome. It's not easy to deal with. Some people, dummies, get out there, tax the rich. They're the uneducated, the dumb ones. 50% of the taxes are paid by the top 10% of people here. They already carry their fair share of taxes. And it's like the president said, you start increasing taxes on them, they just move out of the country. They seek out friendly tax havens and just wash their hands of the whole mess. Many's a time I thought about just exercising my right of sovereign residence in Hong Kong. But that would excite a man to hug and kiss too much over there. How you doing, Cobra John? Well, the Amish, they never, they live life on the rims pretty much. But you wonder why car repo rates are so high. Now you have these millions of student loans are going to start to go back into payment again, and they're going to start attaching people's paychecks. Oh my. Ooh, that's horrible. Society should have to pay my student loans off. Cindy, how you doing? Cap raise. Yeah, the cap should have been raised years ago. Hey Duncan, how you doing? So on the plus side, it's the first person in my lifetime that's ever stood up and tried to take major action to just keep the train from running off the tracks. But I fear it's beyond the control of anybody to handle now. But could be wrong. Been wrong before. We all know it's good Trump did it with 5 minutes. Well, I don't think 300,000 people a month pouring across the border was a good thing. Do you, Lurker? We could start there. $9 billion spent on Medicaid for illegals in California. We could start there. No, it's very true. It's very easy to count the number of people that are coming across the border. Even the Biden administration provided the figures. So what was supposed to what were they supposed to be? Well, they were supposed to be future voters for the Democrat Party. That's why Biden didn't care. We'll just make them all, we'll support them in major cities, pay for their health care, do their operations, feed them, house them, and let them just run wild. What nation in the history of the world ever did that? None. Crack pipes. Oh, Juan, you crack me up. It's nice to see Cindy tonight. I hope you're doing well, Cindy. You've been on your job about a year now, right? start the farming after COVID. I don't know. I didn't see anybody stop working in the farm and agricultural sector. I saw that the truckers were the unsung heroes of the COVID. I heard of no shortages of food products. It's called an essential industry. And placed at our gate. Hey, Desert, how you doing? Well, we have to be honest in our assessments, you know. Like I said, there's some things. Love you too, Cindy. You know, I don't like to talk about Canada. I think that's just a non-starter. I don't, you know, the Greenland stuff I don't really understand. You know, tariffs are all over the map, right? You get 100% on movies coming in. What are we going to do about our Australian movies? They're like the last place that makes a decent movie these days. Oh no, just cut us off. Beautiful weather in the desert. It's beautiful weather here today. Yeah, I didn't miss any work. I was working medical. Guy said to me, it's a good call. They should have rewarded the people that worked with the $600 payroll enhancement. All right? He just says that kind of stuff. Bird's still working the concrete block factory line in Vegas. It's an essential industry. No air conditioning out in that heat. Making concrete blocks for patios and stuff. Heroic. Mr. Z, not one day off from the crane. You don't think he could have used a payroll enhancement? You had people bailing out of the medical field. I don't want to die. I don't get COVID. So they call the old war horse from Baltimore back in again. All right, I'll die for you guys. Did you see the video of that robber attacking? No, I didn't see that. COVID prepared us for what's to come. I'm afraid, boys, we're setting up too many economic dislocations, right? In other words, decisions have been made so rapidly that we're destroying the ability of business to be able to plan for the future and effectively decide whether it's worth building a factory, because they don't know if the tariff's going to be 50%, 100%, 10%. They have no idea. My grandparents raised because their parents died from drugs, so they shut my state down. Yeah. Yeah. I still love West Virginia. Kid's happy to get his dinner tonight. He's dancing around like a Mexican jumping bean over there. Paid $5 for a wax seal today. It's not bad these days. You're charging them $250 to change out that wax ring. You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Lee Hale. You should be doing that pro bono. The old lady can't flush her toilet without flooding out the whole bathroom. So it's impossible to plan right now. What did you do before leaving the medical field? I worked overseas. Well, you hear about states in the U.S. suing China for COVID. China. We have a free and open nation, so anybody with the money can buy any land here. Contrast that with Mexico. You can't buy land there. You can have a lawyer hold title to your property, but you can't actually own it yourself. Hong Kong's wide open. If you got the money, you can buy whatever the hell you want. In Baltimore, you watch ship battles. They watched in the War of 1812. The British burned Washington, D.C., but the real prize they wanted was Baltimore, because that was the whole shipbuilding industry was based up there. So they really wanted to take over Baltimore and torch it and get rid of all the shipbuilding industries on Chesapeake Bay. So in September of 1814, the British fleet sailed up the Chesapeake Bay and they entered into the Patapsco River, which feeds into Baltimore. And they started to hit some chains and things that were put across the harbor, and some floating barrels of black powder and gunpowder and stuff. So they decided the key to it all was Fort McHenry, which sat at the entrance to Baltimore Harbor. So they started bombarding the hell out of Fort McHenry. And their ships had more range than the guns at Fort McHenry. So people imagined that it was only going to be a matter of time till the fort surrendered. And then they were always watching by the rocket's red glare, the brief minute of light, to see if the flag was still flying over the fort. And by the dawn's early light, they saw that that flag was still flying over the fort. Now, meanwhile, they had tried to land some troops at North Point, and they were beaten by the local militia at the Battle of North Point there, which was simultaneously occurring. So Francis Scott Key was on the deck of the ship trying to work out a prisoner exchange. He was a lawyer. And he's the one that saw the bombardment going on and worried that the flag would come down and that would be the end of it, and the British would dock their ships and torch the city. So that's not what happened. They ended up withdrawing. And then they went down to New Orleans, where Old Hickory Andrew Jackson dealt them a severe beating, and then it was over. The War of 1812 was done. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early lights what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? So if Baltimore had fallen, who knows how the War of 1812 would have gone. But they had Dolly Madison running around trying to get shit out of the White House. Well, Corky, also, you got to wonder why surgeons wear masks then. I don't know, when we were getting a new key bridge, they should put a tunnel and just put an end to that nonsense. Everything should be tunnel. Then you never have to worry about shipping again. Lee Hale's relatives were in the Battle of North Point. Interrupted the crab feast to go out there. From med school, no wandering involved. Had to eat the running man. So we have a very open country. If you got the money, you can purchase anything here. Corporations, land. Is what being a free society is. Having the ability to purchase. So the Chinese control Smithfield pork industry, but now they can't backfeed that into China, so it ends up all problematic. Hey, how you doing, Jonathan? Javid's having a root beer. So those companies from China that built stuff to back export to China are really screwed. You can even purchase a product in Nye County, KNYE, coast to coast with Art Bell from the land of Nye. I couldn't believe it. I go by the studio there out in the middle of the desert, this little building, KNYE. I said, wow, I'm in the land of Nye out here. How you doing, man? What's up? I'm from Baltimore. How you doing, hon? East of the Rockies, call 1-800-224-2689. West of the Rockies, 1-800-332-4269. Out of country. We fought a good battle, so yeah, you guys owe a lot to Baltimore. Somebody had to stand up. Somebody had to deliver a beatdown, baby. Coast to coast. Baltimore, yeah, that's it. And when you speak Baltimorese, you always drop a syllable. So it's not syllable, it's syllable. It really bothers a man to hug and kiss. It just grates to hear. You just think it's like city hillbillies, that's all. Can you imagine that? How you doing, hon? Hey, Tony, how are you? You ready to order, hon? I still have a cannonball. Look at hug and kiss. People love that so much they put that in movies. All right, John Waters, Divine, Lust in the Dust. Saw a bid today of brokers finding a fake silver. Yeah, there's a lot of, you got to be careful. Especially gold. They got fake tungsten rounds. Because gold's right back up near an all. It was up $100 an ounce today. So whatever's happening is still happening. Oh, of course you do, Amanda. As if there's a big difference between a Brooklyn accent and a Baltimore accent. Hey, how you doing? Oh, we got Mother's Day coming up this weekend. Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. I don't know. Oakdale's probably got that Midwest accent in there. They all sound pretty normal out there to me. Yeah, Lee, she hates the accent. Sad. Oh, love that Brooklyn one. Yeah, what are you talking about? I think Shemaine must hear that all the time in the office. How you doing? Yeah, the thing, it didn't work out today. Yeah, we had to whack him. What do you mean? Yeah, he was a made man, we had to whack him. Yeah, the thing didn't happen today when they whacked Tommy. Yeah, yeah, it didn't go so good today. Now get your shine box, that's it. uh, oh, man. What a great movie. I don't know why they just don't make it. I don't know. It's all these superhero and crap movies, just bullshit. Fantasy. I don't know. I think Boston's a lot different than the New York accent, but that's just me. I'm sure Hug and Kiss has that Atlanta hillbilly accent down there. Well, hi, y'all. Welcome to Peachtree Plaza. Hope you all have a wonderful shopping experience today. Should y'all need anything while you're out and about, please don't hesitate to come up to the information booth. I shall be glad to assist you today. My, that color is just striking on you. Make sure you're on all messages, okay? Oh, there I do declare. Man, the Hog and Kiss is a hillbilly. All right, here we go. Made a homemade pizza for us kids every Friday night. Just dough and sauce, yum. Just dough and sauce, that's it. I think you're a hillbilly. I think you're a 24-carat hillbilly. How you like me now? CS, do you think you'll ever move out of mom's basement? I mean, you're still posting like a 12-year-old in chat. Maybe it's time to crawl out of your psychological playpen. Oh, there, that's better. Oh, what's the temperature? I can feel the temperatures dropping. 71 degrees. Yeah, a lot of people moved to Tennessee. What's going on? It's like people in Canada, a boat. It's a boat. Yeah, that Kentucky Derby was a mess, wasn't it? Phew. You know what, Godo? I guess we'll never get the answer here, dude. Sorry. Ooh. Maybe some Chicagoans or I never thought Chicago had much of an accent. Yeah, it was I don't know. Luce was talking about that horse publisher. That thing came in 14th. You get these young horses, 18 running. I mean, it's just too much. Number one, you got to navigate. Number two, you got to be running with all that mud in your eyes and trying to breathe, and you're getting all that crap kicked up in your face. It's a recipe for disaster. It's not the kind of race that's going to favor a horse coming from behind. That horse would have to have a sack of steel to come through there. Did you ever hear from Mouse Toes? I did not. I think she's just doing her own thing now. We never had an issue. She just went her way. West Virginia is the rednecks. Uncle Jeb lives in woods of Western Maryland. Yeah, I don't know. Western Maryland's all right. Beautiful out there. Cumberland, Deep Creek Lake, right across the border from West Virginia, Pennsylvania, Ohio. It's all right there. Oh, thank you. Who was it? Thank you. Oh, thank you, Upstate Girl. I guess you could call me Lurker, but oh, thank you. Oh, okay. Well, God love you. Okay. Seems like a lot of people I know. Yeah, I'm sorry. Thank you, sweetie. Let's give a big thumbs up on that. That was very kind of you. Thank you so much. And I'm glad that you're a part of the channel. Very glad you're a part of the channel. Upstate Girl. Are you upstate Michigan or are you upstate New York? So what's today's review? Is Trump up or down? Well, what do you think, Magda? I think the phone is ringing off the hook at the White House, and business people are saying, look, Mr. President, we're slowing down a lot here. Whether it's railroads, trucking, ports, longshoremen, it's a tough. And he's saying, then we're looking ahead to Christmas, Mr. President. We're looking at right Miracle on 33rd Street or whatever the hell it is. Going to be empty shelves. His kid's going to be at the window looking at the train set. And there ain't going to be a train set this year. So I believe the president is a bit spooked, and I think he's definitely made overtures to China. Now, they're supposed to meet in Switzerland next week. We have a man on the ground there, a Christian, lives in Switzerland. And thank you again, Upstate Girl. Wonderful. they're going to negotiate. Now, what's going to happen? China is going to be a very tough nut to crack because, like I said before, they will take their production and they will just gradually, over the course of a year or two, despite how much pain there might be, they will redirect that production towards the domestic economy and towards regional Malaysia, Singapore, Hong Kong, Taiwan, Philippines. Burma, they will spread that, Mongolia, all these Asian nations, they will spread that production out. They'll take their margins down to nothing just to get rid of it, and then they'll try to own those markets. What that means is that the president doesn't really know China. He doesn't know the history of being able to just be brutalized, whether it's colonialism, whether it's famine, whether it's plagues, whether it's the plague of communism, the plague of crazy-ass emperors and empresses. These people are used to being beaten down for 5,000 years. So now they feel like it's a David and Goliath story. If you read the South China Morning Post, you read the People's Daily every day, you get the idea that the people were being marshaled as if they're going to war. It's like, we have to suck this short term up. We got to just stand tall. So I don't think that there's going to be a lot of give, honestly, on the Chinese side. And I think it's going to disturb the president a lot and his negotiators. And they're going to end up being frustrated. And as negotiations wear on, then the redistribution of production just, because as I said in a video 3 or 4 months ago, China's done nothing to leverage their own economy to increase consumption among the people. Everybody's stuffing every dollar into the bank because they're scared. So you have this paradox of thrift that's developed where people are afraid to make large purchases, so that's helping to further deflate the economy over there. So how do you break that cycle? Well, you're back to the 1930s problem in the United States. It's a very difficult time it's a very difficult thing to break that spiral. But I can tell you what, the propensity to absorb pain is much higher in China than it is here. You cut people's Social Security 10% here, you have cities going up in flames. So our ability to suck down pain is very minimal. So in that situation right there, ultimately, I think that they break up, they go their separate ways. China's already recast around and got Brazil to fill soybeans. Australian beef imports have now taken in. So, you tell me, Magda. You tell me. But the thing you have to understand, Corky, having lived there for 5 years, is a lot of people are now used to that and they don't mind that censorship. Because look at what they've kept out of their society. All the demeaning aspects of pornography, all the demeaning aspects of all this confusion about genders and things like all of this stuff they've managed to keep out of their society. I'm not saying whether it's good or bad here. I'm just saying they just made a decision about that. They have a very homogeneous society. We don't. They're saying it's Chinese for Chinese people. We have a zillion different ethnic nationalities here. All of them are different. We have all of those things. It's much harder to achieve consensus here. Now, you might have an idea that there's authoritarianism on every corner and there's cops watching everybody. No. In a lot of ways, I always said I felt more freedom over there, even in those early days, than I do here, because the pressure to conform here is so high. And people are so much more militant here than they are there. They're much more subservient society. They've never been colonialists. They've never set out from their own country to conquer. They don't have any colonial empire. And all the colonial empires that England and France and have come back to bite them in the ass. So you tell me, Magda, how it ends. Every day that goes by, we have more economic dislocations here. Every day that goes by, they have more economic dislocations over there. Hey, Pocket Chains, also searching for my word of the day. Let's see, let's find a good Chinese word. Good Chinese word is Naixing. Naixing. Which means patience. I don't mean patience medical, I mean to have patience. Let things work their way through the system. We're celebrating a 350-year anniversary. Or 300 years. They have 5,000 years of history. It's a big difference. They're going to be around a long, long time. How soon before it's felt in the U.S.? Well, it's being felt in the ports right now. Remember, you have a whole chain here that starts with shipping. There's very few ships coming in from China right now to the western ports in the U.S. All that shipping is being diverted on rail around the country. They'll probably give people some type of stimulus check so they can buy some of this stuff that's produced. Give sweetheart deals to other Asian nations, Canada, other friendlies. Work out their own trade deals. So that's where it's felt first. That's where it's felt first, in shipping and then in the ports, the rails. We had this big bulge of people were grabbing stuff before the tariffs. Now when we get to July, August, things start to run out. The Spirit Halloween stores, maybe they have product. I mean, talk to Classic Computer. He runs a lot of retail. He runs a lot of retail. All these spirit stores and all this crap. And what's the effect going to be on him? Christmas stores. Now you might say that's like a BS little part of the economy. But there's a lot of retailing at ground level that depends on that. There's a lot of jobs that depend on that cheap stuff being sold here. Are we ever going to produce that stuff again? I don't think so. Right. It's just not going to happen. Might it come from Vietnam or someplace else? They're watching very closely now to make sure China doesn't back channel shit through Taiwan or, the Taiwanese dollar. I mean, the international currencies are going crazy right now. Taiwan dollar, all this stuff. Because people are trying to work out deals. We're going to send it to you guys. You ship it on from there as if you produced it or something like that. So. waiting on any president on our business. Not a lot of deals happening. No deals are happening. That's why the president said today, I'm just going to dictate terms of tariff. That's it. We're just, I'm sure the Europeans have said, we don't want the beef. We don't want the agricultural products. They're GMOs and HMOs, PPOs, HBOs. Well, the world will catch cold before the United States is crippled, that's for sure. But we don't know how it'll work out. I mean, there was some excitement in the overnight market after the close today about meeting in Switzerland next week. Maybe they'll hammer it out. But I don't think that the tariffs are going to equate to a big dent in terms of our deficit, because we're just running up $200 billion a month just on debt. That means with the 20% tariff, well, you can figure you got to move a lot of merch through to collect $20 billion, $200 billion on it. Oh, we buy some drill bits and all, and we'll drill on something. Hard pill, yeah, acceptance, something about real being done. Yeah, tariffs, it's very difficult to monitor tariffs. I met with Carter being called to hang him. I don't think anybody called to hang him at the time. Come on. I was around in college at that time. Nobody wanted to hang him. We just wanted to say, grow a set, man, and, do. This is Nightline. Do. America held hostage, day 383. I'm Ted Koppel. Started with Frank Reynolds, Nightline, and just went on. That's how Nightline was born. Do. America held hostage, day 424. That's what really got people. That's what got people. No, there wasn't a lot of protesting. It's Rosie working for MSNBC. No, I'm a very middle of the road person. I have the ability to tell the truth. I have the ability to look at both sides of the story. Both sides of what's going on. It does not matter what I think anyway. At the end of the day, things are far bigger than just one person. This is BBC World Service. At the tone of Big Ben, it will be 1 Greenwich Mean Time. Ding. BBC World Service. Hey Robert, how you doing? Greetings from Oklahoma, one of my favorite states there. T. Boone Pickens, Bartlesville, Oklahoma, man. How you doing? Let's get to drilling. Well, that's okay, Santa Cat or whatever, because 600 Plant Life likes to lick toads, so we are open to everybody here, whether you're a toad licker. It's all good. We've got people who'll lick anything around here. So if you're eating sand, it's all good. It's all good. I know you're not. Sonic Cat. I know nobody eats sand. Well, maybe somebody. I don't know. Let's see. If we look at social media in the news, yes, it doesn't. I don't see a lot of what's going on there. It seems to be on the way. Yeah, because we're facing China over here. Port of Baltimore is all about what BMW is sending in and what the trade is with Europe. It's a major port for European trade and South American trade. But out here on the West Coast, it's all about the ports. It's all about LA. It's all about Burlington Northern, Santa Fe, Union Pacific, all the longshoreman jobs. So yeah, but the ripple, what starts in California always overwashes the rest of the nation. Tree bark. There's some good recipes for I've never played a video game except for Pong in my life. Yeah, everything goes to ports and to trucking. The movie industry is a shit industry anyway, Magda. It's probably just as well it collapsed because it's outlived its usefulness here. Everything's going to be computer generated. What's one less Snow White or Rachel Ziegler? I mean, who really cares? Yeah, truckers' hours is starting to get cut. It's all part of it. If you're going to rebase manufacturing in the United States, there's going to be pain. Will people here sustain it? No, they won't. They're not built that way these days. I've laid out the case for the future very clearly in a lot of videos. We can't escape the parabolic curve of debt creation. That's our biggest problem. Now you have the Treasury in there buying our own bonds to try to keep interest rates down. How long can you do that? Where do those show up on the federal balance sheet? There's absolute cause of it all that we should also blame. The cause of it all is, in my opinion, the Great Society. That's the cause of all of our ills here. What I call the curse of prosperity in America. You're doing good, you look around and say, that person's not doing so good. Maybe we'll just throw money at that and it'll make a better society. Big mistake. All it created was a culture of enabling, a culture of people being enabled. Breakdown of the family. Destruction of society on a massive scale. Well, all that carried a price tag. Nothing ever good ever came out of the... we never licked poverty. Drugs are worse than they were ever. Cities are shittier than they ever were. So if you want the genesis of it, that's it. Stupid wars. That's just my opinion. My moderators will tell you. Some people have a lot of different opinion about it. But since you asked me, I'm going to tell you what I think. We're on a parabolic curve of debt creation. It's unsustainable. Why do you think gold? I've been talking about it for years now. Why is gold going up? Why is gold going up? 800, 1,000, 1,500. Why is gold going up? 1,800, 2,000. Why is gold going up? 2,200, 2,400, 2,800. Why is gold going up? 3,000. Why is gold going up? 3,200. Why is gold going up? 3,500. Why is gold going up? Because it's the last truth teller of value. That's why. It's anticipating a dramatic change in currency valuations. That's it. All right. If you couldn't see the writing on the wall and you couldn't have it drilled into your head that gold is sending a message to you that's not a message that you're going to like to hear. And it's not a market that the United States can easily manipulate anymore. It's a world market. And no matter what happens to the price, nations are in there buying hand over fist. They don't care what the hell the price is. Why is any? Well, no assets going up. There, people have a lot of hopes for the future here. Of course, if we have inflationary times, stocks have always been pretty good hedges against inflation. But you have to actually be producing something. You look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average of 30 stocks today, and then look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average of 30 stocks in the 1950s, in the 1920s. It's all healthcare companies, United Healthcare, and it's just bullshit. Services and cloud computing. What the hell do we make anymore? One thing we make very well is bombs and missiles and planes and submarines. So to assume that you're going to draw manufacturing back to the United States assumes that the capital is there, number one. No capital, no plants. The labor has to be there. And the demand at the price has to be there. It's one thing to make a Halloween costume for $2.99 hanging at Walmart. It's another thing to make it for $18.99. Do people have the ability to consume American-made products? No, they don't. That's a long valley to be traversed of making it affordable. That's a long, deep valley. And, you just shock people. Here it is, $19.99. No thanks. No thanks. That's it, just Barry. That's it. My $200 ring is. I like that, Barry. You're wearing your wealth on your hand. I love that. So, even if we have manufacturing here, are we going to be able to export that manufacturing? No. Are people going to be able to consume it domestically? Well, that's a big question. Now, these are just my opinions, okay? And my moderators will tell you, Rosie's out there, right? But you ask me, I'll give you an honest answer. Our ability to consume is dented, okay? Because we have all of the credit card debt we can take on, all the auto loan debt we can take on, all the house payments we can take on. I told you before, we blew a gigantic hole in the tech market. Gigantic. It's a Sputnik moment. I think I called it in my video 3 months ago. It's a Sputnik moment. When DeepSeek came out from China, it was like a game changer. It's like all of a sudden, oh wow, it's like the Ruskies launched a satellite. All this technology and nowhere to go now. All dressed up for the ball, and where in the hell is everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, we're being leapfrogged. That's it. I say we if you're in the United States. They have robots that are running marathons over there. You look at the products of our educational system, another byproduct of shitty 1960s Great Society ideas about education, the NEA, the California teachers, all a disaster. Kids can't even put a coherent sentence together, and you're going to be competing in the 21st century with China. Good luck. Those people eat mathematics equations for breakfast over there. Banner Day, Victory Day. Dun, 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 doo, 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 doo. It's the You let us go dancing to the ball, Pat. That's what I say. It doesn't mean life is just unbearable. It just means there's a reordering of the world economies. We shot ourselves in the foot with the things that we did in this nation in the name of equality and diversity and inclusion. We could never get the idea in their head that there's a lot of people will be as lazy as it permits them to be. They don't want to be a functioning part of society. And if you're going to subsidize them, you're going to get a lot more of them. A lot more. I'll just repeat again. You don't work in China, you don't eat. That's it. There's no slack over there. Whew. What's going on, Adam? The didn't work. Neither did you. No, none of it worked. It all destroyed the nation. Now, can you undo that in 3 months? No, it's impossible. The society we live in can't stand the pain of that. It's impossible. It's not conditioned that way. That's why people, you think they hit the streets now in the first 3 months with protest? Oh. They'll have to make one big decision. Do we cut benefits programs or do we print money? Now, which way do you think they're going to go? Which way is the gold market telling you they're going to go? Welcome to Venezuela, boys. They're creating money right now to keep bond prices artificially up, keep interest rates down. I don't know about Section 8. I don't know, but you know why your housing's expensive? Because the government's spending $200 billion a year to house people and $150 billion a year to feed people. You're competing with that when you go into the marketplace, when you go to rent. Somebody shows up with a Section 8 voucher and there you are. Hey, how you doing, Travel? And who do you think doesn't care what they have to pay? They'll write any size check. It doesn't matter. You can't write any size check. You don't have the ability to print your own money and create your own money. The only thing you can do is consume and whine about it and complain about it because it's not fair. No, it wasn't Republican programs that created this. It was the Great Society of Lyndon B. Johnson. Once those programs got underway, it was impossible. You never back off of this. This is the first time in my lifetime that programs have actually been cut here. NPR, everybody across the board shouldn't be giving money to the Catholic charities, to Planned Parenthood, none of them. It's not the purview of government to be involved in those things. Pardon the banks, lending and fake money wasn't sustainable. Well, You have Alcatraz and Pope, and you're the other that have been in here. What you said? Could you opine on that? Oh, I was joking about Pope Donald the First. I don't know. I thought it was humorous, but I'm like that. I'm not easily offended by things. It doesn't, in some ways, my mind said it can't be worse than what we had. So, but I just said it's 2025, Magda. Nothing surprises me anymore. Nothing surprised me what comes out of Congress. Nothing surprised me what comes out of the White House. Poor Bernie Sanders at the rally. They had to turn the guy around. He was facing the wrong way. I mean, what the hell? But he's got his heart in the right place. His policies are a shipwreck. Well, Biden supported things that I don't think that anybody could agree with that calls themselves a Catholic. So there's the difference there, Magda. But who am I? So now we move forward. We are in a new era. We're in an era where how much pain are people going to take? Now, Lee said he looks around Maryland. He doesn't see much difference. Amanda Hugginkiss looks around Atlanta. She doesn't see anything different. I look around at restaurants. I still see people enjoying themselves. There's less people coming into Vegas, but there were plenty of people around enjoying themselves. What impact has it really had on people so far? I guess the answer is none, because these things take time to work through. I got muscles, 6 of those packs or so. Well, there you go, Naomi. You're working hard. You're working hard. Well, I don't know, Magda. I never pass judgment on anybody, what anybody's faith is. Like I said, who am I? I judge people by the way they treat other people and by the way they do things that Christ commanded. I mean, that to me is it. Christ said, "If you love me, you'll keep my commandments." Period. Simple. Yeah, it's Tuesday night. There aren't a lot of people around. The food stamps were given takeout, and then the money would go back to the people. Adam. Uh, Adam's like, take care of me, man. Imagine, Adam, if we could just spend our way to prosperity. We're running 250 billion. We're running $2 trillion deficits. Hasn't that overstimulated the economy enough? Poor John Maynard Keynes, who had the idea of deficit spending, is just twisting and turning in his grave and saying, "No, that's not the way it works. You have to claw back that stimulus deficit spending in good times by raising taxes." We were great at the deficit spending part, but real shitty about the clawing it back in good times. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. As long as Lee's bait hits the water, it's all good. So that's a very simple kind of life to be modeled. It's nice. I mean, Lee works as a plumber, provides a good fair service at a good price, complains about a $5 wax ring. Lee Hale, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. Pulling a toilet and putting it back on. That's a $300, $350 job out here just to pull the toilet. And let me tell you, the stuff I've seen down toilet, well, I don't even go there. It ain't pretty. That's why you pay, darling. That's why you pay people to do your plumbing. So you don't have to get in there and birth a turd baby and with roots and everything. And right? Do I have to? Right? Amanda hug and kiss. Do I have to be more descriptive? Let's see, Mary. My contract is mag is worried about tariffs. You voted for the well. I work for food. Lee Hale. Changing your own toilet's easy. Just burn your house down, Corky. Yeah, you just don't really know. That's why they're meeting in Switzerland next week. Because it's right now the pain is falling on China in a big way. They're the ones taking the hit right now because they have all these factories producing stuff with nowhere to immediately go. So they're laying off lots and lots and lots and lots of people. As I said before in one of my videos a couple months ago, they've done nothing to stimulate their own consumption base. They can be totally self-sustaining. They don't have to send anything out to the world, just like the United States used to be. They're big enough to be a self-contained economy. Wax seal. That's one way to look at it. Swiss franc is, yeah, Swiss franc's a surrogate for gold. But you can bet Switzerland's export markets are feeling it right now. You better believe watches and precision products, not just tariffs, but people's ability to buy them. I don't know how many people have been laid off from the tech industry around Northern California. How many people have been laid off from the entertainment down in LA? Eurovision, they are quite happy for the moment. Well, it'll be good for they're having the meeting between China and the U.S. trade representatives. Hopefully they'll get something figured out. But I suspect it'll just come to nothing. But while this is going on, they're not sitting on their hands in China. They're reselling all that product that was bound for here. They're having fire sales. Naishing, right? Patience. He's got to worry about his own position. I mean, the people have a high threshold for pain, but you get young people graduating with nothing to do. They have the same problem we have, but they have a shrinking population base. There's no way they're 1.2 billion people. You're not getting a true read. It's about 800 million people now. India is far bigger than population than China now. Yeah, they suffer first, and then we suffer the supply chain issue. So as I said, I think a lot of people are calling up the White House now, and they're calling Howard Lutnick, formerly of Cantor Fitzgerald Bond House, and they're telling, "Hey, Howard, WTF, dude?" Howard's like, "I'm working as much as we can to get these deals done." All right, have your people call my people. We'll get together next week. I haven't heard much of Newsom lately. I don't know. He's got to contend with the budget, and our gas prices are still over five, still close to $5 a gallon here. That's how messed up we are out here. What are doing man? Am I on candid camera or something? Kayela Prince, we pride ourselves on our English language usage skills here. Lift your game up a little bit. What is India's way of life compared to China? Much more base level, much more degrading of the environment. Uh, Companies like Apple are frantically trying to rebase themselves, their operations in India. But India is a much more problematic country to deal with in bureaucracy, laws, regulations. Plus, they just fired missiles onto Pakistan today. Who knows how that's going to turn out? Again, you have an Islamic state against now a Hindu state over the Kashmir region. So countries hold back a little bit, and the companies hold back and say, "Woo, all right, these boys might go to war. Maybe we should kind of wait a little bit and see how it plays out." India's bureaucracy is phenomenal. Corruption is phenomenal. Protectionism is phenomenal. They took the best and worst parts of the English system. No, because running water in a lot of places is a scarcity. But a lot of places around the world, I mean, I lived in China. People would take a bath or get a shower, clean up once a week or so. That would be it. We just live in a culture that's much different in that regard. People can get a basin of water and clean themselves up every day. We're just a very hyper clean culture. It's probably one reason why we get the resistant bacteria and stuff here. From what I gather, the expenses seem to be much higher on the West Coast. Well, the impact is much higher here because we have competing. Like I said, I've said it. I'll say it again. I'll say it again next month. It's not the tariffs that are at the root of the problem. It's a great cover story. The root of the problem is runaway debt creation, runaway debt. That's the real thing behind the curtain, the Wizard of Oz. How dare you question the great and powerful Oz? Woo! That's the real problem. Gold isn't going up because of tariff problems. I can guarantee you that. Gold's got its nose into a more serious situation with currencies and a dollar. Don't be distracted by the sideshow over in this ring. The big issue is that the tech bubble is burst. That's the big issue. Amazon's bubble is burst. There's only so much cloud creation that you can have, only so many cloud computing services that you can spread around. It depends on a healthy business environment. Amazon's ability to get products to you cheaply has been severely impacted here. Severely. And the guy who's probably calling and whining the most to the White House is Jeff Bezos right now. Because his gravy train is off the tracks. How you doing, Mario? How you doing, Happy Face? Our biggest money generator has been technology, and that flag was passed. The day that DeepSeek was announced, I did a video. It was a black swan event, unforeseen, but here it is, like Sputnik. It's the passing of the technology torch. Now what do we have that people are going to want? The rest of the world. China can make as advanced chips as we're making right now. That's why NVIDIA has dropped by a third so far. We need to chop the forest down and harvest and create jobs before it burns down. Well, we'll be stacking up a lot of wood with nowhere to go. Our wine industry is basically collapsed here. The movie industry has collapsed. Technology has collapsed. It takes a while to. You can see the tsunami coming, but it still takes a while to get here. When I get better. Well, you're in a good situation in Maryland, because a lot of your stuff is facing towards Europe. And right now, Europe's they're in a 90-day 10% tariff reprieve. How's that going to work out? I have no idea. Thank you. This was sent to me a few years ago. That's all worn off now. Thank you, Pat. Have you ever used millet to make? I've never have. I don't even think I can get my hands on it here. Let's swing around downtown and see what's going on. Then I got to get cooking. I got to get some soup made. I got to get the pasta made. Don't mind me, honey. Just pull right in front of me. It's all right. Is that the hillbillies? Yeah, is that the hill? No, that's not the hillbilly. No soup for me. Look at you two jinxed each other there. There's quite a few parking spots open here. The perils of prosperity. Originally was going to call it the curse of prosperity. Yeah, that's it, Naomi. The real big question, Naomi, is do people have the ability to afford across the board that type of increase in good prices? Are they going to be willing to pay? All right, take care. Naishing. That's it. Patience. Naishing. Yell Naishing. You want patience. Nineo Naishing. You don't have patience. Tameo Yaoshing. He or she doesn't have patience. That's the beauty of Chinese. There's no character for male or female. It's the same pronoun. So you don't have all this ridiculousness of they, them, and cook and chooch at the same time. How about that? Well, if things go as I expect, and it's going to be very difficult to look beyond the 2-year mark for this presidency. Yeah, FO, there you go, Corky. FO, minor hasn't been. Has been. All right, the hand of doom has been removed now. That's gone. I think the mall ended up selling that for whatever the hell they could get. I think Oliver, are the bikers here yet? Not yet, but they're underway. So I say, what society in the history of the world effed itself like this one did? Self-inflicted. All right, where's the Pliny the Elder? Nobody's around. Nobody's humping out the Pliny. What's going on? That is door nailed down. Nobody's at there. Well, there's a couple people eating at the falafel place. Somebody's got an M wagon behind me. That's cool. Chinese are always doing good. I think tomorrow night is our graveyard Sebastopol Cemetery Plus Chooch tomorrow, so make sure to be a part of that. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell for all notifications. The library is open. The Press Democrat had an article today, that's our local rag, about whether this La Fondita Mexican restaurant is closed or not. It's like, what's the story? It's still there with all the crap and what's going on. I don't know what it was because I don't pay for stories. Big surprise, right, Amanda? Hug and kiss. Looks like it's still closed to me. I notice a lot of people in the restaurant business lie too. They'll tell you we're just closing for a couple months to redo our menu and blah. They never reopen again. They just use that as an excuse. Sometimes you just got to eat the bird. You know what I mean, Amanda? Hug and kiss. You just have to eat the bird. Yeah, happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. Is that right now, or you can't even buy a gas mower? Huh? Happy Mother's Day. Oh, you dick, you could have gone. Wow, temperature dropped to 64. Yeah, there shouldn't be any stock problems at the current time. People were trying to get ahead of the tariffs, so they were ordering like crazy. That stuff is all has already come in. Now the ship traffic is declining. It's 32% power. Can you believe it? Son of a... Corky likes my rolling stops. It's more gas, it's more energy efficient, Corky. Criminal. Corky's like criminal. It is 64 degrees. We're under the marine layer influence. What are we selling here? We're having a yard sale or what? Cookies? Like they're selling Girl Scout cookies there or something. There's the new Mitote. And they got a pretty good crowd. They'll be welcoming the bikers in. I think Juan and Alicia broke up. I think Juan got a new squeeze at the bike ride. I don't know. Alicia was dreamy. Oh, wow, that just went right down. So what's going on in Norway today, Naomi? I guess it'll be winter up there for another 6 months or so. Yeah, our gas is $5.15.9 for cash here. They're flying the pirate flag. Drill, baby, drill. And they sit in Sacramento. They don't do a damn thing about it. Hapless. Sit there wondering what they can tax next. Look at that view. Ding-a-ling, ding, 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 ding. Lots of little baby apples on the tree. Damn log is still there. They might show up at 7:30. I don't know. Guys don't seem to care about money too much. Let's see if I got any messages from the noise. Hold on a minute. Let's see. Nothing. I haven't heard a damn thing from the boys. I don't have septic here. I'm on city sewer. Paying big money every month. Gotta unload this. I'm gonna get this son of a bitch out. Hold on a minute. Oh. Blackbird! 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 Here's the gas cylinder. Oh. There's the gas cylinder.
Rosie, I have an appointment for Simba tomorrow. Can you take me?
What time?
It's like 8 o'clock in the morning or something.
Well, what time is it? Is it at 8 or?
8:30, 8:15, 8 something in the morning.
I'll have to double check, okay?
And it's at the community thing.
Where is it? Got to figure out where it is, because I got church tomorrow and everything else, so.
I believe it's on Minnesota.
You can look it up.
So, I'm not exactly sure where it is.
Well, you got to find
So I have an
out.
appointment for Simba, and they're going to x-ray it.
Yeah, could you call them and ask them where it is?
Well,
Or look it up
I
on
can
your
get the
phone.
address.
Okay, well, just make sure you have it.
Okay.
I'm not saying I'm going to be able to. I'm going to try. Make sure the guy can get his truck in. Plenty of room. Yeah. Danny, I don't want you making any comments about Blackbird, okay? Not in my chat. All right, let's get this stuff going here. Talk on. All right, I got a whiz. All right, let's get this pasta going. That's like job one here. Get this going. I enjoyed that fresh bread today. I might have a piece for a snack here. All right, let's get this going. We're ready to go. Let's put this baby on. Side. I don't know where all the containers are. I don't know where the hell they went. I got a few here. Ooh. All right, nothing broke. I know you guys were nervous. Nervous in the service. Man, I got a whiz. Oh shit, they're here. Good timing. Oh, time to write the big check, guys. Time to write the big check. Here we go. Let me take a whiz from some out of sorts. Wash my hands, don't worry about it. Oh, my hands are going to be shaking writing the check. My hands are going to be shaking. My hands are going to be shaking. We got to write the big check. Bye-bye, my profits. What's today? May 6, 2025. Oh man. That was traumatic. That was traumatic. That was traumatic, boys. All right, let's get the show on the road. It's going to take a while for the sting of that baby to wear off. Oh. Got that Lance Long at Goof Tio. He left behind here. He ought to be ashamed of himself. I don't know where he is. He's nowhere around where he used to be. I don't know. Yeah, we did it. We did it, boys. Now it's time. We got to get something. I think we'll have a sandwich for dinner. Or maybe we'll have some noodles. We're going to make our spicy beef. So let's get our, we got another pot here I've never used. Shit. Damn. Man, F me. All right, let's see. Let's see. I can't get nothing. What's in here? Why is it so heavy? Here it is. Look at this baby, Cuisinart. Look at that, Amanda, hug and kiss. Look at that. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Clean that baby off, bright and beautiful. Look at that, don't be jelly. Nice pot. Brand spanking new. I got plumbing leaking under the sink here. It's like the shoemaker's kids go bare. Look at that beauty. Look at that. Better than using the big pot. Alright. Okay. Oh. I wouldn't have that hex clad. Right. I'm not that fond of, I mean, I like Ramsey, but not that much. That's a beautiful Cuisinart. Look at that. I think I found that somebody was moving out. And, wow, who would leave a nice Cuisinart pot behind? I mean, even Hug and Kiss ain't got something that nice. Look at that, what a beauty. What a beauty. What a beauty, learn to love it. All right, we're gonna have a lot of carrots. We're gonna have some onions. We got the garlic. Where's the garlic? Chris Christopherson Ranch. There you go. Garlic, onions, carrots. All right. What else we got? We got beef too. Thank you, Corky. Another great support. Thank you, Corky. Thank you. This is a little dirty up here. Oh, man. All right, it's not like I got a maid service running around. All right, thank you, Corky. Man, Corky's amazing. Thank you, Corky. Tonight we're going to use, let's get our star anise out. Pepper. Star anise. We're going to use some Shaoxing. Just a tad. Yeah, star anise. You ever heard of that? See if that's closer. That's probably a little better. Nicing. Let's hydrate before we have a beer here. We're just about ready over here. Thank you, Corky. Star anus, yeah. All right, here we go. We're boiling away. Let's hydrate first. We got some red wine too. We got some Syrah. She'll hug and kiss you how to cook. We're gonna make a big double batch here. How you like me now? Oh, you think I'm going to make my own broth and schlep all that stuff around and clarify it? And you got another thing coming. Let's see. We need our big spoon. Put this over here. Yeah, the corkscrew. What an addition to the channel. Oh, now we're going to go over here and we're going to cut up we're going to get our garlic on, we're going to get our meat in here. I didn't really like the earthiness of the soybean, fermented soybean, but I guess I'll add some. Oh, we got a new one. Stuff smells like a hog's ass, man. Ain't no shit. Yeah, the screen is backwards. 600's coming over. Can you believe that? Oh, poor SFH, it tears him up, man. It tears him up how much this channel is supported. I love it. I love it. What a way to zing it to guys like him. Bam! Well, it works out okay. You know, as long as you stir it, it's all good to go. Long as you stir it. Let's get our big cutting board going. Man, this cutting board is like a monster. Oh boy. 2 nice big onions. Let's open the front door, get a little air in here. Open up that window and let some air get into this room. Oh, that was a big check, guys. That was a big, big check. Look at her. Stone going. Look at that, Corky, that precision. American knives are double bevel. Japanese knives, single bevel. Yes, yes, yes. That's the way we do it, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wood is the only thing that you should ever use for a cutting board. Use plastic, you're absorbing all that plastic particles. I'd rather have bacteria in me than plastic. Oh, this is nice and sharp. I'm going to put this aside on account of I don't want to stink up the joint tonight. Ooh, that knife just glides on that. Look at that. Ooh, that's good. Just glides on that. This on the side here, we'll deal with that later. Let's stir it up. Let's do an initial test here. Oh, delicious. You never use stainless steel. For a cutting board, no way. How do you chop on a stainless steel board? Oh, that's nice. That's what you call doing it up, Corky. Look at those knife skills that Amanda Hugginkiss can only dream of. Man, look at that. What a job. What a job. We want this to be a little al dente. One more minute. No, stainless gets your knife dull and everything. I couldn't imagine that professional kitchen ever slicing onto metal. All right, let's put some oil in here. You want to put a good amount to coat the bottom. Very important. Wood is absolutely best from a hygiene point, from everything. That's why you only see wood in restaurants. wash it down good with soap. You got no with detergent at the end of the night. You got no issues. And bamboo is very hard to penetrate bamboo wood. Since I'm the only one having the soup, I like whole carrots. In they go to get a head start. Like I'm throwing a grenade. We've got beef loin flap. All right, this is done. We're gonna drain this. Whew. We're gonna put a little oil in the bottom. And we're gonna put these babies right back in. We're going to take our big spoon, get them all coated good. Let's see. Perfect. Perfect. And we're going to cover this and sit it on the side. Never put your pasta directly into the soup until it's cooked first. You're welcome. You are welcome. We're going to throw the flap meat in with all the juices. We'll cut that once she gets cooking along pretty good. Man, the hug and kiss is like you savage. You savage. You savage. Good load of garlic here. Remember, you're making a double batch of soup. Hey, Bad Bunny, how are you? Get this worked in really good. Get a nice chop on that. good this out. Hug and kiss is like, oh, man, you're pro level. Pro level. In she goes. Round and round she goes, boys. Where she stops, nobody knows. We're going to keep the cutting board out. We're going to put our meat on it later. Not that meat, but the meat. All right. Hey, ESP, how you doing? I have to open up a new garlic oil. I mean a new olive oil. This way I get a little bit of color on the carrots and stuff. We're using our, breaking in our hex-clad pot here, which is great. Ooh. Now let's have a cocktail. Have some goldfish. There we go. All that big flap meat. I never used that before. That's like taco meat. We're gonna let that baby go full tilt in there. I wouldn't know chlorinated from ethyl oxide, my man. I've lived this long, I'm not particularly worried about it. Oh, it's already smelling like a winner. Something else I'm missing, I keep forgetting. What the hell is it? I don't know. All I know is smells good. Did the boys finish the job? Spicy beef soup, yeah. How's the signal? Let's go on Wi-Fi. starting to release all those juices. Releasing all of those juices. All of those juices, all of that joy juice. All that flat meat. Oh, I never really forgot. We forgot the sambal olek. There it is. Make this baby a spicy wonderland. That's what we're talking about. Get all that meat gone good. Here's a fermented soybean paste. Smells like rotten turds, but but damn, it tastes good. Sponsored by Hexclad. Yeah, watch Israel and Palestine have all the fun. Star anise powder. It's one I want to be a little more careful with. You can be a star anus in my show, baby. To be in my show. Getting a good color on that meat now. And pre-cooking it makes it easy to cut. Alright, we'll use our cleaver. Our beaver cleaver. Sambal olek. We're going to turn that off a second. Just let that heat roll. Look at that style, Corky. You draw that right across there. Oh, wow. Does it get any better than that? I don't think so. All right, heat back on. Like Dahmer. No, I don't have a strap. Oh, that's doing good. That meat's going to be a lot nicer to cut now. Oh, that smells incredible already. All right, we're going to move this over here. We're going to extract our meats. Now that it's easier to handle, I'm going to chop that up real good. Shit, I just missed. The hell. Chop that all up real good. Oh, that's what makes the flavor, man. That's what makes the flavor. A little bit of blubber. A little bit of flubber. A little bit of blubber. That's it. That is it. Just melts in your mouth right there. I think we got it all. Looks good. Now we're just going to chop that up real good. It's got a nice edge on that now. Oh yeah. That's a nice working edge. Yes, sirree, Bob. Let's try a piece. That's the way we do it. Nice. Right back in the pot. With all the joy juices, everything in there. Good, good, good. Back over. Let's get the heat back on. Oh, that was delicious. Delicious. They had a good deal on that. That's like taco meat. That's what they use for tacos. Chopping that up real good. All right, we're gonna let that stew good in there. Oh man, that's a workout. Little Shaoxing wine. Little heart. Oh yeah. That's the way we want to do it. Here comes our sambal olek. This stuff is Bomb City right here. I wish they packaged this better. Woo! Woo! Try not to get that in your eye. Oh, that's good. Now this gives that meat a chance to get all flavored now. Oh, what a thing of beauty. Oh, that smells good. That's going to be delicious. You could put that right over rice right now. It would be amazing. Little Syrah. Oh, it's just, right now it's almost like a beef stroganoff. Oh yeah, that flavor is all there. Oh yes, that flavor is on point, ladies and gentlemen. On point. How you doing, Yoba? We're going to let that come together a little bit more. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right. Yum, yum. Easy soup to make. Yeah, thank you, Pat. Then the last thing we have to do, if we need to put a little more heat in it, or a little bit of salt. But the broth has sodium in it. And I'm like a sodium addict, so. Roasting taters. What's up, Austin? How you doing? This is definitely a cracking, spicy beef noodle soup. We got our, instead of using noodles, we're using our rigatoni. Now that's going to absorb some more. Once we put that pasta in, believe it or not, it's going to absorb some of this. We let that all come up and boil, and then we're going to do a taste test, see if there's anything else we need to adjust. Then we're going to add our pasta in. Let's get rid of these stinky peels here. I like to clean everything up. I've used Teflon for years. Certainly not since I've been here. Don't add your pasta in, remember. All right? Don't add your pasta. This is where we scrub down our board really well. And this bamboo, it's like impossible to cut this stuff. Get that baby rinsed off really well. Let that drain a bit. Over there. Man, that's like bang on right there. That is just like bang on. Bang and Olufsen right there. That is like perfect. Perfecto. Yeah, it's better outside. I didn't feel like jockeying with all the gas tonight. Changing that out and everything. all you got to do is cover that, let it just cool down all night long. And then you're good to go. That's it. Look at all those chunks of meat. That's what I'm talking about. Amanda, hug and kiss. That is absolutely savage right there. Absolutely savage. That is savage. Learn to love it. Yeah, I don't like to plant. I don't have any black bamboo is terrible. Let's see how our carrots are doing. Bad boys. Softening up nicely. You should always put bamboo into a container. Never let it spread its roots. Same as blackberries. All those things. They're a nightmare. Once they get out into the... Terrible. Boy, that's like nice and spicy too. A little more Syrah. Oh, what a dream. What a dream. What a dream. What a dream. Hey, look at that. Coming to a kitchen near you, ladies. What do you think, Corky? I knocked that out like it was nothing. Mind-boggling. That's what I like. Corky uses such great descriptors. Man, I think that's the best batch I ever made right there. I usually put that in steel bowls and then refrigerate it. Some of it I might bag up in for the freezer. You can bag soup. Works that really well. Just don't bag it hot. Yeah, I got some half and half to make clam chowder later in the week. So I'll be on that. Nice big chunks of meat. Dig a hole in the pet cemetery, get ahead of the curve. You always want to bring your final product up to a full boil. And then that sets it really good. Notice I haven't even added the pasta yet. It's all ready to go. Best to try to stir that up a little bit so it doesn't come down like a whole clump into the pot and burn you. Once it goes in, that pasta is perfection. Al dente. It's covered and it had olive oil in it, so it's perfectly fine. What do you do in a casino when they serve a buffet with spaghetti? Pasta, you think they cook it on the one by one? Use your brain, man. All right, there we go. Oh, that's perfect. What a dish. What a dish. Yum, yum. I think that might be the best batch I've done. Let that take that up to a full boil. Let that work overnight. Yeah, rigatoni works beautifully. It's a nice, robust one. English only at the table. Bye, doofus. He thought people were going to run that through the translator. Alright guys, well that's going to do it for tonight. Another successful run here in Indoor Kitchen Stadium. I want to thank you guys for being along. I'm just going to take this up to the boil point. I'm going to cover it tonight and let it just season itself really well overnight. It'll stay warm. And then tomorrow I will be packaging that and putting it in the refrigerator and freezer. So if you've not hit the thumbs up, please take a second to do so. It is very appreciated. Yeah, Ronnie, anybody post Russian or just dump them out. They're hoping that you'll translate it. And all right. All right, everybody. Thank you. Thumbs up or appreciate it. We're only 7 away. Only 7 away from 100. Let's make it happen, guys. Thank you, everybody.